So here we are at our wonderful new practice facility. We still have our pitching and chipping green up above the cart path. And now we've added very large pitching and chipping greens below the cart path, all the way down the hill, and all the way down to our wedge range. So there's actually not enough time for me to walk you through every single shot that we can hit out here, but we're going to give it a shot and walk you through 5 or 6 of them and keep an eye out for additional videos. So let's get started. So the first shots we're going to talk about here is, let's say, you short right of number 1, which happens a whole bunch. So if we're short right of number 1, we're pitching uphill. We could putt it, we could chip it, we could do a number of things. So if you look here at this pin on the left, just sort of right here beside the bunker, like we see on number 1. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a 58-degree wedge and fly it up there. And I thinned it a little bit, but it worked out okay. So that's one option. I can also grab a less lofted club like a 9-iron and just kind of roll it the whole way and try that. So there's a lot of options and opportunity here to practice that. As the turf tightens up over the coming year, we'll be able to actually putt from here as well. But come give this shot a try when you get a chance. So over here we have another fantastic practice opportunity where we are trying to simulate the grass bunkers, like the grass bunkers we have on the golf course. So if you're looking at the greens, the green all the way close to the wedge range, all the way at the bottom of the hill. To the left of that, closer to the driving range, we have a nice grass bunker here where we can practice a shot like, say, you're short left on number 9 and the pin's in the front third of the green. You've got a shot, you heft it up in the air and it kind of runs away from you. So where the camera is, there's a nice downhill lie. It gets flat in here, and then here's a nice uphill lie. So I have made this as easy as I could on myself just so I can demonstrate it successfully and get out of here onto the next one. So there you go. So a nice sort of soft shot that worked out pretty good. So I really encourage you all come down. Again, like number 2 and 9, you have to hit this shot on this golf course. So great opportunity to get some practice in on that. So now we find ourselves down at the wedge range. So just at the bottom of the hill, past all the new greens, we have our wedge area that we've made significantly larger from a tee perspective. We've also put in some colored targets so that you can practice your wedge game. So if we look out in the range, we've got our purple targets for 20, green is for 40, yellow is for 60, and the pink one is 80 yards. An important thing to note when you're out here practicing is that those yardages are from the front of this tee. And the reason why we did it this way is the tee's so big, if we did it from the middle of the tee, then when it was in the front, the 20-yard shot would be a 9-yard shot. So we just wanted to kind of make it 20 and beyond, 40 and beyond, 60 and beyond, 80 and beyond. So you just need to know that when you come out here and practice, measure from the front of the tee, and then practice your wedge game. Come on, get the 40. Oh, just missed it. So if you do hit one of those concrete blocks, it'll ball bounce up in the air, and that's kind of the whole point, is so that you know it hits the block itself. The first 2 are just 3x3, and then it's 4x4 and 4x4 for the 60 and the 80. So come down here, practice your wedge game. Please do try to keep the same rules of the driving range. Hit balls in a line, and do try to stay within where the range is set up that day. So we're down to the bottom green again, and we're looking at the back right part of it. So I really like this shot. We've decided to try to make a shot that was sort of representative of if you hit it in the bunker, or if you were short right of the bunker on number 10, which does come up quite a bit. So this is a great opportunity to practice that and see if you can actually get it over the bunker and keep it on the green. And if you're able to execute that where the ball stays on the green, you feel like, okay, when I'm on number 10, maybe I have a shot at doing this. If you find I leave it in the bunker, I hit it over the green quite a bit, then you might want to rethink your strategy on 10 and maybe just pitch it out a little further left into that upslope to just sort of give yourself an easy 2-putt and say, hey, I'll take my par, bogey, wherever you are on that pitch shot, and get out of there and get on to the next hole. So this is a great thing to practice because it does show up again on our golf course. So if you've played this golf course, you are well aware that there are many swales throughout the course. So there's some that you could pitch to from the fairway, and then there's some from the rough. So here I decided to pick a rough shot and a fairway shot. But this area just short of the practice hole 1 back tee here, on that long green, the second green down the hill to the right, you'll find this little swale where you can pitch uphill out of the rough, uphill out of the fairway. So out of the rough, I might take a little more lofted club and really try to drive it in. Again, my goal is always bunker shots, chip shots, pick shots. I always want to get the ball on the green. So I'm going to really make sure to fly it fairly assertively into that hill. And if I do hit it a little too hard, that's okay. It's, you know, maybe 15 feet. Might not make the putt, but what I'm definitely not doing is leaving it short in the swale. So then another option would be, say maybe you're on 13, you could putt it. Obviously, as the grass grows in, we'll do more and more of that. You can grab a 9-iron or an 8-iron and just kind of bump it up there. Again, with the mindset of I'm getting it up the hill. So you notice I did a very similar thing. I hit it about 12 feet by, making sure I do get it up that hill so I have an opportunity at least to make my putt, and if not, a pretty easy 2-putt. So here we find ourselves with another really common shot, a shot we see a lot out here. We have fairly shallow greens. So if you're approaching either out of the rough or downwind, or maybe you just don't have a ton of club speed or spin and height, you really hit it. Great shots, just barely through the green a lot of the time. So anywhere you see little downslopes around the collar are great opportunities to practice this shot. So basically I've hit a nice approach shot. I'm only, you know, the fringe would be here. So I'm only 2 yards off, you know, having a really nice makeable birdie opportunity. And now I've got to do this up and down. So really nice to practice that kind of longer backswing, softer follow through, getting the ball just kind of pop up out of there and run gently onto the green. So again, any place you see on the collars where you can get it in the rough, hitting onto a little downslope, that shot really comes up a lot on our golf course. So now we're just closer to the top of the driving range, the top of the practice facility. And this is a shot I just encourage everybody to kind of have in their toolkit. Is you have a downslope here going down and then back up the hill. So what's going to happen here is if you hit down on it more with a lofted club, you're imparting more spin on it, but it's launching lower off this downslope. So if you try to drive it into that softer area, you know, you go to Florida and you're pitching into Bermuda grass, that's gonna be a very difficult shot to guess how it's gonna spin. The other thing is what if you've got a really bad lie? So what if I'm sitting here and I'm in a hole? Well, now I really can't hit that shot successfully and consistently. So what I wanna do is I wanna learn a different shot. So instead of grabbing this wedge, I'm gonna grab my 3-wood in this case. And the first thing I'm gonna do is hit it have a decent lie, okay? And I'm gonna try to hit it to this first pin here, which is only about 3 yards on the green, so it's very tight. But remember from a previous shot, my goal is to get this onto the green. That's the first step. And then once I have a stroke that I'm like, okay, that was plenty, that got well onto the green, you know, I'm about 25 feet long. But again, guaranteed not going to make 4 from right here. And that's a big thing just to understand. Anytime you get in a tough position around the greens, your goal is to make 3 or less from right there. So yes, we'd love to make a 2 and get it up and down, but we really don't want to make 4 once we get it around the green. So I'll try it one more time out of a good lie and try to hit it a little closer this time. And if you see, that turned out a lot more successfully, so that's about maybe 12 feet. That's a pretty good shot. Now the last thing I'd like to try here is doing that same thing out of a really bad lie and just seeing if this is still a pretty easy shot to hit. So if you look again, it just sort of rolled right through there with my operative goal being get it on the green out of that really bad lie. And it just kind of went the same as the first one out of the good lie, about 25 feet long. So I really encourage you to give this shot a try. It's a very easy shot to execute. It's basically just a wood with kind of a putting stroke. All right, so give that a try, and I bet you'll see your scores come down a little bit.